picks are brought to you by the Ray Catena Auto Group. For a true luxury automobile experience, go to Ray Catena, the legend in luxury. Week 4, we have reached, amazingly, we have already gone a month deep into this season where we start to separate a little bit the good teams from those that are going to struggle through this season. Amazingly, only 3 teams unbeaten at the present time after 3 weeks of the season, and 2 of them are the Lions and the Bills. The other, of course, the defending champion Packers. Week 4 in the league where they play for pay. All right, 5-3 on the season. After 2-1 week last week, I lost on the Lions, believe it or not, on a half point. Won the other 2 games. The Ravens, I took over the I took the Ravens, and what was my other game? I'm trying to remember. Oh, the Saints. I took the Saints, the Ravens, and I lost. I won on the Lions, but not by 3.5. The line was 3.5, not 3. So by Sunday, I think it was pretty much 3, but on Friday night it was 3.5. So it's a loss. So 5 wins, 3 losses on the season. We'll try and see if we can get a little distance. All right, 3 games for this week. Game number 1. The Falcons into Seattle. Now, the Falcons are 1-2. They cannot fall any farther behind in this division chase. They have not been good so far. They lost to Tampa last week. They're on the road again this week. Usually, this regime has not played badly 2 weeks in a row. Seattle comes off a win last week in their division against Arizona. You will see that the teams in this division will not win a lot of games outside the division, especially against the better teams. Seattle is not a good club. They struggled to win last week. They pieced it together. They beat Arizona. That's fine as an underdog last week. They are not, I don't think, going to beat Atlanta here. Atlanta's 1-2. Look for them to run the ball. Look for them to make big plays. Look for them to give Tavares Jackson a big problem. I think the Falcons will finally get their offense cranked up here. It's about time. They have been off to a very poor start. They cannot lose this game, go to 1-3 against Seattle. That is too far to fall in this division. Falcons are a 4.5-point favorite on the road. You don't like laying points on the road. You know that. But Seattle is one of the really bad teams in the league. I expect the Falcons to bounce back. Give me the Falcons minus 4.5 in game number 1. Game number 2, this is a game that I would very rarely look at, and frankly, it's a game that I expect everybody to jump on the other side, and I think it's actually a tease line. Listen, you look at this and you say, no way are the Steelers 4-point underdogs to anybody on the road. No way are the Steelers 4-point underdogs to the Texans on the road. Wait a second. This is the mighty Steelers. How are they 4-point underdogs to the Texans? Give me the Steelers. Give me the Steelers. How can the Steelers be 4-point underdogs to a team like that? They're better. Well, you know what? For the first 3 weeks, they have not been better. As a matter of fact, if the Steelers hadn't been playing Seattle and Indianapolis, they wouldn't be 2-1. The Steelers have played miserably. They have big problems in their running game. They have big problems in their offensive line. Their quarterback has been terrible this year. And I'm telling you, the Texans are playing a game they have to win. If they want to have a big season, they're 2-1. They lost the game last week. The reason they lost that game last week against the Saints, because in the second quarter, when they were dominating the game, they were dominating the Saints early. But they came down, they put up a 7. They came down, they put up a 3. They came down, they got close, they put up a 3. They came down, they got close, they put up a 3. If they had put up 7s in those spots, they would have won that game. Instead, they put up 3, they put up 3, they put up 3, and all of a sudden the Saints get on a roll, and the Saints came back and beat them by a touchdown. But they put up a ton of points. So far this year, the Texans have scored 90 points in 3 games, and that's taken the pedal off the metal to be nice to the Colts. They scored no points in the second half of the Colt game. So in 2.5 games, they've scored 90 points. This has to be their week. They have a pass rush that can really bother the Steelers, really make Roethlisberger make mistakes. And if you just say, listen, run it, Steelers, and we are going to play you for the pass, and we are going to get after Roethlisberger, and he coughs a couple up, those will be touchdowns. This Houston team, if they play decent defense, can explode on the Steelers here. Listen, I expect the Steelers to get their act together. They don't have their act together now. And the reason, if you're picking the Steelers here, and I think 9 out of 10 people will, it's because you're saying, wait a second, I get Pittsburgh +4. When do I ever get Pittsburgh +4 anywhere? You don't. But why are they a 4-point underdog? Because they know that the Texans right now are a whole lot better than the Steelers are. They just have to go out and prove it. I think they will this week. And to me, this is a game I would never look at, except I think the Steelers are playing terrible football. I think they can be had right now. They are going to have to put their – if they put their A game out, it's going to be a loss. But I don't think they're ready to put their A game out. Give me the Texans -4. And I would not be surprised if they really put a game on the Steelers here. This is a game that if they can get up early, they can put the Steelers away. And this is one where this game will mean so much to the psyche of the Texans that if they start scoring, they just try to pour it on against them. Texans -4, game number 2. And game number 3, I was going to go with the Bears -6, but I don't think they have enough of the offensive line against the Panthers. I think they'll bounce back there, but the only thing why I'm not going to pick it is I think the Bears still have just too many injuries on the offensive line for me to dig into that game. If they had some of the guys back on the offensive line, I've been waiting. It doesn't look like they're coming back. So that just scared me off that game. I think the Bears will win it, and I wouldn't be surprised if they blew the Panthers out, but they're just not healthy enough. So I'm going to go. I tried to give you one of the marquee games, so I'll go to the Jets and the Ravens, and I'll take the Jets plus the 3.5 to have a bounce-back week. I like that they got after the defense this week. I like that they did it publicly. I like that they acknowledge they have problems, and I would expect them, if they get their offensive line to act together this week, I expect them to make this a very competitive game. If they get beat badly in this game, it is a very bad sign for the Jets. I would expect them to rebound here. And you're getting 3.5 points. Listen, it means if you lose a close game, you lose a close game. The Rex Ryan teams usually don't get blown out on the road. They're as good as the Ravens. And unless they turn the ball over a ton of times, I think you're looking at a very close game. Could go either way, and you're getting 3.5 points. So, the Sunday night game, national TV games have a habit of being just a little smidge closer anyway. And I think both teams get up for these kind of games. And I would expect it to be a fight to the finish here with a Jet win, not unlikely, a toss-up kind of situation. Ravens maybe get a little edge, but you take the 3.5. So to me, the 3 picks, Falcons -4.5 to get the 2-2 at the expense of the Seahawks. Texans -4, and I don't expect a lot of people to be picking that game. Texans -4 over the Steelers, and the Jets +3.5, the picks for Week 4 on the Fan.